10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff.
Hello and welcome to Social Command Space Events. We haven't been on air for ages, have we? Which has been weird. Well, the reason for that, and I have put a few posts up about it, was that it was mainly just all the SpaceX going up with Starlinks. And that's our maiden coverage. And we've all seen that and we've viewed it together many, many times. And they've sort of got that nailed, so nothing really changes on that. So we haven't been doing those. And then Starship is all waiting for that big launch towards the end of August, which is going to be the into Spaceflight, which is going to be excellent. So today, Virgin Galactic Utility 22 is going to go up. This is going to have on board Richard Branson. So it's going to be interesting. We don't know what or how they're going to do this because they've never really broadcast any of the test flights before. They're not like SpaceX where they do they broadcast everything. But today's broadcast will be hosted by Stephen Colbert. Colbert. I'm not a fan of him, unfortunately, as some of the people who know me. I'm not a big fan. So he's actually hosting the show. So and we got Khalid doing a song. So it's all I don't know. Let's have a look at their stream, and we'll pop it up to the screen. Here we go. So this is them at the moment. Now this we were supposed to go at 2 o'clock this afternoon. That's when they were going to do the broadcast. Then it was delayed to 3:30. We are now obviously 3:33, and still nothing's happened. So we don't know. Literally, we're going to watch this together and figure out what's going on because we don't know. We have no idea. It looks all very pretty, doesn't it? So we've got the sound off that. I don't know if there's any sound on there. Let's just see if there's any sound. No, there's no sound at the moment. We're going to have to be very careful with the sound because obviously this is on broadcasting across Facebook and YouTube, and they don't like us. Well, they don't like anybody broadcasting music, do they? That's the thing. So when Khalid comes on, he'll be muted. So just to let you know. I'm sorry if you're a big fan of Khalid. He won't be on. So if you're joining with us on any of our platforms, hello. If you're on YouTube, hello to you. That's our main channel for broadcasting on. Please drop us a comment, say hello, and we'll give you a shout out because obviously nothing's going on at the moment. YouTube is our Social Command channel, is our main space channel as well. So please like and ring the bell and do whatever else you have to do on YouTube to when we alert. We don't do many broadcasts now because we are just literally doing all the big stuff. So we'll just we won't be doing lots of annoying things on there, so don't worry about that. So please go to YouTube, go to the Social Command channel, and ring the bell, sound your horn, press the ring doorbell. I don't know, subscribe, do anything you want. It's great. So here we are, Virgin Galactic Unit 22. It's a holding screen. I hope this Virgin Galactic is not as good as Virgin Internet because that I don't know if anybody else has Virgin Internet problems, but I do. Let me just turn my microphone up a little bit. Sorry, just there we go. I like to be able to hear myself. and then I know how loud I am. There we go. That's brilliant. So Virgin Galactic Unity, is it? Unity 22, and not much going on really. Now, if you're in the UK, or if you're England, or you're English, sorry, and you're around the world, obviously you're fully aware of the big football game this evening. We're in the final, so we won't go on about that, but we are. So if this drags on, I'm just going to leave you with the stream, because I've got other things to do in the next hour and a half, and then I'm going to prep for this other thing I'm doing for the football. So, this is I thought that would have been on time, considering how polished everything else has been up to this point, except for the delay. I thought that would have done something, and it's not. The weird thing is with this, we have lots of streams that we look at. We've got lots of news funnels. We've got a launch app that tells us when and where stuff's going on. Let me just show you that, because unless they've upgraded, no. This is the app that tells us all about the launches. There we go. There's all the launches on there, and they've got the next scheduled one is July the 20th for Blue Origin, New Shepard. They mention nothing about Virgin Galactic. There may be a reason for this. This app is about space. What's happening today is they're going to the edge of space, because this is a space plane, and the main reason why Branson is going up in this plane is that he wants to experience what a paying customer is going to experience, and they're going to work that out, how good it's going to be, how much they're going to charge. I don't think they're having that meeting up in space, but they just want to experience it. That's the reason he's going up. So it's taken by this plane here, it's taken up to 50,000 feet, then it's dropped, then the rockets kick in, and it takes it up to about 91 kilometers up. Now the edge of space is 100 kilometers. Sorry, the actual point where you enter space is 100 kilometers. So this is just going below that. There may be a reason. As I always say on this channel and these broadcasts, I do not know nothing about space. So it's it's going up that high, and that's as high as it's going. They're going to be in 0G, they've said, and they will float around for a few minutes and look out the window. There's lots of windows on this space plane, so everybody can get a good view. They'll be able to see the curvature of the Earth. Sorry, flat earthers, but there is a curvature of the Earth that you'll be able to see, fake or real, whatever you want to think about that. Still nothing happening. I was just making sure we should refresh this. So let me just let's just remove that a minute, and we're going to refresh this and see, just double checking. No, nothing's going on. It's definitely running. They've definitely sent the feed out, and it's saying 7 minutes ago it's doing it. So it is weird. They're not putting another. They're not just going to switch it on and up he goes, surely. It's weird why they're doing this. I mean, I'm just checking, just lifting my glasses up so I can see what's going on. Don't forget, if you are looking at any of our streams, please comment on the comment box. Hopefully it'll come through on my screen here. Let's go back to full screen. There we go. So we'll please comment and say hello, and we'll say hello back. If you are watching, we have plenty of viewers on the different channels. Let's get your mouse off that screen. So what else is going on then? Well, obviously we follow for SpaceX quite closely, and as I've said, they've been obviously sending stuff up to the space station. And they've been doing the Starlink. Has been very successful. I think it was like getting to the point of one a week. It was getting a little bit tedious and boring, to be honest. So that's the reason why we haven't been covering those. And then Starship landed perfectly, sort of. And then they didn't do any more of those. Which is weird because you would have thought they would have done some more to make sure it still works and keep improving it. But no, they've said that's enough. That's done it. That's all the data we will need. Let's now stick it under a massive booster and we're going to send it into space. So that's what's happening at the end of August. I think now let's just check the schedule on that. Oh, then my Alexa just kicked in. Hello to Richard. Richard watching. There's a comment that's come through. Lovely. Let's just see how we're fixed with while we're here about Starship. I know we're here to talk about Virgin Galactic, but I'm just seeing. Why is there no noise? It is the weirdest thing. I might go and check some of the other channels in a minute, and we'll see what's going on. So there's going to be an orbital flight of Starship, which has been scheduled now. Well, it was originally 31st of July, and then they've moved it back a month to the 31st of August. And it's going to be a biggie, this is, and I suppose that's why they're taking the time on it, but they're building so much stuff at the spaceport. It's amazing. Lots of new structures going up, new buildings, and they're doing it at a fantastic rate. So that'll all be. I think once we're going to get through summer with not much happening, and then towards the end of the summer, then the Starship stuff's going to kick back in again, and we'll do the regular broadcasts when they start up again. But this is just how they've not even got any music going on. Have they? No, nothing. No music, nothing. That's rubbish. It's gone. It's turned down again. I mean, it's turned up again. Yep, there we go. Nothing's going on. So let's just see if there's I'm just going to see if there's any other bits of news coming through. Bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. Go and put the kettle on. It's coming home. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Oh, is that it? We're just... Okay, right. We've got hardly any sound they've got. If it's just go... I want to go on the big screen here. Okay, we're going to count down now. So we've got 50 seconds to go. And the sound's gone off again. Oh, we got sound. Here we go. So... Stephen Colbert, he does a late night talk show in the States. He replaced David Letterman. Mr. Sheriff is Pete Sheriff, who comes and joins us on this channel sometimes. He's a big fan of him. I don't think he's aware that he's actually on today. And then we've got this. We got Khalid doing a song. He's doing a space song, everybody. Here we go. Let's see what the. Oh, we're going to have some adverts. They're not driving Teslas, are they? That'd be funny.
When does it start? Any minute now.
It's like us sat here waiting. Oh, okay, fair enough. Advertising New Mexico.
Greetings, planet Earth, and welcome to Spaceport America.
This is Stephen Colbert.
Virgin Galactic in Sierra County, New Mexico, and the stage for today's momentous occasion. I'm delighted you can join us for an historic day. Over the next few hours, you'll see live coverage of today's spaceflight, unprecedented access inside the spacecraft, and a live performance of a brand new song by multi-platinum artist Khalid.
Oh, he pronounced it Khalid.
Philanthropist, iconoclast, activist, adventurer, billionaire. Goatee host organism. Later today, Richard Branson and his crew will return to Earth as astronauts. Hello, everyone. I'm Stephen Colbert. Thank you for
Not
joining
in
us.
space, though, are
Earlier
they?
this morning, Richard Branson and his crew arrived at Spaceport America, ready to embark on a life-changing journey. When Richard called me and asked me if I'd like to host today's live stream, I said, "Who is this? And how did you get my number?" Then he said who it was, explained today's flight test mission, and I said, yes, I would be honored to host your launch. After all, I've known Richard for years. I've never been to his private island, but that's okay. That's how close we are. Friends don't have to ask friends to their private island, evidently. And to be fair, it might be because I've spent most of our friendship making fun of him on TV. Folks, longtime viewers of this broadcast know that I have an ongoing feud with Sir Richard Branson, Virgin CEO and adult of the corn, Richard Branson. Sir Big Baby here, having what some critics have called facial hair. That little tree sloth clinging to your chin. The grinning goat man. A cross between David Bowie and Pan the goat god.
His airline.
Obviously, I said all of that in character on a comedy show. So, Richard, I want you to know, as myself, sincerely, I meant every word. But there is one thing Richard and I do have in common, a deep, lifelong passion for space exploration. That's why Richard founded Virgin Galactic in 2004 with the dream of sending private citizens into space. Now, to do that, he needed to build every part of a whole new industry. He had to construct a spacecraft capable of the journey. Then, to launch these space planes, he had to help create the world's first commercial spaceport. And most importantly,
That's an impressive shot, though.
people capable of turning his dream into a reality, as well as people brave enough to get on a spaceship built by the guy who launched a soda this awful. Seriously, he lost money selling sugar water. All aboard! Today marks the culmination of Branson's dream. He and his crew will set off on a supersonic voyage in which they'll achieve a maximum velocity of more than Mach 3.5 and ultimately enter zero gravity. Imagine staring out the window on the vast expanse.
Now, I think that's them, is it?
And seeing Earth below, our beautiful blue planet staring back. Unless, of course, you're the guy in the middle seat. Then you have to ask the astronaut sitting next to the window to put it all in perspective for you. Oh, and I'm being told that there are no middle seats in space. Thank you, science. It's been a dream of mine to go into space ever since I was a child. Unfortunately, I cannot be on the spacecraft today. I had a thing. Also, I was not technically invited. But Richard was generous
He's
enough
slightly
to
funnier
give
than
me a
me.
spacecraft of my very own. And I will be using this model to give scientifically accurate play-by-play of today's historic events, as well as doing this.
Okay. Oh, this is a pre-record.
Inspiration to be bold, to be audacious, and to never give up in the pursuit of even your wildest dreams. So let's now take you to where the action is happening, live in the studio at Spaceport America, where your other co-hosts are standing by. First, one of the newest members of the Virgin Galactic team. She's a science author, an expert in space exploration, a bioastronautic researcher, and most impressively, a TikTok star. Kelly Girardi. Great to have you here, Kelly.
Oh, no audio.
Next up, a man who has flown 2 space shuttle missions and spent time on the International
I
Space
love
Station,
doing
where he
this.
served as commander and performed a viral David Bowie cover. Here he is, the
Is
first
he?
man to do
Is his mic on?
0G. Chris Hadfield. Welcome, Chris.
No mic on.
Finally, the mission host for today. She's a structures operations engineer for Virgin Galactic, and fun fact, actually got married in the space.
Is she gonna get? Is she got a mic on?
Veronica McGowan. So now I turn it over to Veronica, Chris, and Kelly
I wouldn't.
for more on today's historic flight.
Thank you. It's
Oh,
a
they've got
pleasure
audio.
to be here with you all, live from Spaceport America. It's a momentous day for Sir Richard Branson, a milestone for Virgin Galactic, and a historic event for the future of spaceflight. Just 7 weeks ago, Virgin Galactic completed the first ever human spaceflight from the great state of New Mexico. And today, our founder and his crew will become some of the very few people to have experienced space travel. Let's take a look at how they arrived to Spaceport America.
On a bike. Oh, just to let you know, Range Rover have sponsored some of this as well. That's why they've got two. I don't know what they are. I should have had a better look before I started speaking. Oh, they're Range Rovers, that's right. Is that Ryan Reynolds? Oh, no. Oh, look at him. He loves it, doesn't he? As someone said yesterday, not loving the suits.
You're late. Come on, get suited up. Let's go.
Oh.
Open sesame.
How old is he now?
Welcome to Spaceport. Please sign in to the astronaut logbook.
They've got space pens.
Branson, Sir Richard Branson, astronaut 001, license to thrill.
He's got to be in his 70s. Is he in his 70s? Let's find out how old he is.
Astronaut 003, Colin Bennett.
What a beautiful day. Sarisha.
Astronaut 004, Sarisha Bella.
70.
003.
He looks very well for 70, doesn't he?
Congratulations, Unity 22. You are officially registered for space.
Now, passport control.
See you up there.
What a way to start off your journey, first on a bike and now on a spaceship. The team is airborne. Here's some footage of them taking off just moments ago.
We have Joshua in. Joshua, what has he put? Is that Joshua, Jason, Harry, and Harvey? Is that?
Beautiful morning here in the state of New
I'm just
Mexico.
checking.
They're at approximately
Is that one name, or is there 4 people?
altitude and climbing as we speak. Our spaceflight system is comprised of 2 vehicles in a mated configuration. Our mothership Eve, named thoughtfully by Richard after his late mother Eve, and Spaceship Unity, named by the late Stephen Hawking as a vehicle that will unite the world through space. Once at the launch altitude and location, Eve will release Unity for a voyage to space. So today is the day, everyone. Chris, what is the significance of today's flight?
You know, I love it when the stuff of dreams becomes a reality. And we've been dreaming of commercial space flight, of people being able to fly in space. I mean, since the very first pioneers started flying, the X-15, which was the wonderful program in the 60s, was so much like the profile that they're going to follow today. And then the Ansari X Prize to try and push the limits. That is very much the DNA that's on this bottle, in fact, the DNA that has allowed this vehicle to fly. And it is like all of those pioneers and the flight today, you know, they pried the door open initially, but this crew today is really pushing it open permanently. And I'm really excited for the flight, but I think it's so significant professionally, technically, but personally for the people on board.
Absolutely. And you mentioned opening up that doorway. Kelly, you're one of the people that's going to be going through that doorway soon. We are so thrilled to have you here to get a preview of what you're going to experience on a Virgin Galactic mission in the not too distant future. You got to be getting pretty excited, right?
Incredibly excited. You know, this is an emotional day, right? Those doors are opening for the next generation of astronauts. I feel like we have front row seats to the final frontier today, and I'm so excited to get a taste of what I'm going to experience soon.
Definitely. Well, I'm so thrilled to have you here. And you too, Chris. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this. Let's take a look at what we've got in store for the live stream. So while Mothership Eve is transporting Spaceship Unity to the launch point, we'll check in with the crew and the preparations that went into today's flight. We'll also share some perspective on the Virgin Galactic mission, so who we are, what we do, and our vision for commercial space travel in the 21st century. Next, we'll give you a guided tour through the Virgin Galactic experience, showing you what our astronauts will see and do throughout their stay, both on the ground and on their life-changing journey into space. Once we've reached the launch altitude and location, we'll see the moment when Spaceship Unity is released from Mothership Eve and accelerates into space, all coming to you live. So there's some incredible energy building here at Spaceport, and we're happy to have some special guests on site taking in this experience. My co-host, Kevin. Kevin, what's the vibe like down there?
Thanks, Veronica. I am currently here at Spaceport America's hangar floor, where the ships usually reside, but as you just saw, they're on their way to space. Right behind me, I have the rocket motors we use for launch, and to my left, a very important person, CEO of Virgin Galactic, Michael Cole-Glazer. Michael, good to see you.
It's great to be here, Kevin.
Michael, I have one question for you, and that is, what does today mean?
Kevin, this is a landmark moment for Virgin Galactic. It's a landmark moment for the new commercial space industry. And it certainly is a landmark moment for our founder, Sir Richard Branson, who right now is showing that when you have the fortitude to follow your dream, you can make a hugely profound impact on the world. It's a historic moment because today we are endeavoring to open access to space for all. Can you imagine? Being up there and looking back down has to be one of the most amazing feelings. And we can't wait for more people to experience it.
Sorry about that. I hadn't unmuted my mic. I was just doing what they were doing in America. So that's the head of Virgin Galactic. It's always weird that Branson sets these things up and then puts somebody else in charge of them. But I suppose there's a thing, he surrounds himself with very talented people, and that's how it works. But why is Michael not going to be in the ship? That's a strange thing. But there we go.
But we're going to send it back to you.
I'm not sure on timings on this.
Galactic's mission of sending humans into space requires tenacity, innovation, and an unparalleled drive to succeed. Turns out pioneering a new form of space travel is a tough job, possibly even tougher than my job, where I talk to celebrities for 1 hour a day. But the Virgin Galactic
It's odd not to hear an audience laughing at his jokes.
And approachable.
It makes them stand out that they are not as good as they should be. No, I'm joking.
Hello. Hi. Have you ever thought about going into space, Richard?
The moon landing was a catalytic moment for me.
That was Saturday's Superstore, I do believe. Was it? Or Going Live? That was Going Live, that show was. It was a kids show that used to be on Saturday morning in the UK.
Other young people would one day be able to go into space. I waited and I waited and waited for that opportunity, and it never came. They got me thinking. I went to the registry office and I registered the name Virgin Galactic Airways.
It's a brilliant innovation story. The origins of spaceflight at the time, it was big government. The X Prize was a chance to turn that into a much more personal spaceflight experience.
Spaceship One claimed the X Prize and it proved the dream was possible. This was the first private venture to go to space, return safely, and do it again just 2 weeks later.
And then from there, we just started expanding. We knew we wanted a bigger system. We wanted something that you could float about the cabin, actually experience zero gravity.
Virgin Galactic offers the first real platform where we can actually open it up to make space for all of us.
We build on the shoulders of giants, but we want to be that first baseline for Earth and actually deliver on that promise.
We are changing the way humanity views space. We've taken the impossible and we're making it inevitable.
I always want to celebrate the team on this. You need heart, you need the best minds, you need the best humans to work on programs like this.
The sky's no longer the limit for us.
This is an inflection point in human history.
2 astronauts on a tiny television inspired a kid from England. Imagine what greatness can come from a generation seeing Earth from space.
You're seeing your home planet. It's a real connection with the Earth. It grounds you and it feels timeless.
I think in the same way that I was inspired by the moon landing.
Fire.
I really hope that there will be a world who will be captivated and inspired about the possibility of them going to space one day.
excited?
I'd love to go into space. I think there could be nothing nicer. So if you're building a spacecraft, I'd love to come with you on it.
Truly inspirational, and right now all of that inspiration is up in the sky as the Virgin Galactic Spaceflight mission makes its way towards the launch point. Let's take a look at these onboard camera footages now and see what we've got here. We are already at 40,000 feet. You can already see the incredible view and the sky starting to darken there. This is already higher than what most regular commercial airliners will travel at. So I'm sure all of our astronauts are taking in that view already and getting really excited and prepared for the mission. Now, Kelly, we hope to connect live with Richard throughout the show here. What would be going through your mind if you were on board with him right now?
Gosh, you know, aside from the overwhelming excitement, right, I think it would just be a sense of awe, the hard work and the vision that it took to get to today, and the magnitude of what it means for the next generation of humans who are going to experience the wonder of spaceflight.
Absolutely. I mean, this is certainly the dawn of a new space age, and Mothership Eve is currently ascending still. We're already over 40,000 feet. Our target launch altitude for today is 45,000 feet. But in addition to that launch altitude, we also have a designated release point within the airspace. So while you may see us get to altitude rather quickly, we'll continue to complete our flight path until we get to that designated launch point. So everything's looking really good. Again, they're over 40,000 feet now, and just a beautiful view you get there already. I imagine they're just getting really excited for their upcoming space flight. So speaking of the crew on board, let's take a look at the folks in flight today. Virgin Galactic pilots are without a doubt among the very best of the best. They're some of the most experienced pilots in the world, and there are very few flying machines on Earth or off Earth that these professionals haven't flown. In fact, 4 of our pilots are among the very few in history who can lay claim to the title of astronaut. And 2 of them are heading to space again today. Let's meet the crew now. We'll begin with the folks who are supporting today's flight in the chase plane, giving us visuals on the spaceflight system while airborne. Pilot in command of our chase plane today is Jamil Janjua. He's completed over 4,000 flying hours in 48 different vehicles throughout his career, which spans over 20 years in the Royal Canadian Air Force. Joining Jamil is Patrick Moran, who served as a pilot in the Marine Corps for 20 years, where he operated as a test pilot and a test pilot school instructor. He joins Virgin Galactic with over 3,000 flight hours in 34 different aircraft. In Mothership Eve today, we have CJ Sturkow in the left seat. CJ has completed 4 NASA Space Shuttle missions and 2 Spaceship Unity space flights. He's been flying for 37 years and is the first person to enter space from 3 different states. CJ is joined by Kelly Latimer in the right seat, who's logged more than 6,700 hours in her 32-year flying career. And Kelly is also a pilot with Virgin Orbit, our sister space company, and she just flew their successful launch the other week. Piloting Spaceship Unity today, we have our chief pilot and astronaut, Dave Mackay. Dave's been with Virgin Companies for over 25 years now and has more than 14,000 hours of flight time to his credit. Just incredible, and spanning no fewer than 140 different types of aircraft. With Dave is astronaut Mike Masucci. Mike recently passed more than 10,000 hours of logged flight in a career that's put him in the cockpit of more than 80 different types of aircraft, including the U-2 and, of course, our very own Spaceship Unity. As you can see, our passengers today will be flown to space by some of the most accomplished and experienced pilots in the world. And in the cabin of Spaceship Unity today, there are 4 mission specialists. Let's hear some more about them now.
Astronaut 004, Sarisha Bamla. I'll be testing the researcher experience. Virgin Galactic is opening up the opportunity to go to space for everyone. This is a whole new era to get people from different backgrounds, different geographies, different communities into space. And it's giving researchers the opportunity to fly with their payloads. And that is unheard of. They can take the work that they've been doing on Earth to space. And I'm so excited to see where the community takes it in the future.
Astronaut 003, Colin Bennett. I'll be evaluating cabin procedures during boost and weightlessness. When I was younger, I assumed that space was only available to a very select few. I had no idea myself that I would ever be in a position to go to space, but here I am. And how awesome it's going to be be a part of the journey of opening this up to hundreds and then thousands of more people in the future.
Astronaut 002, Beth Moses. I'll be spaceship cabin lead and test director. I cannot remember not dreaming of going to space. There's the little tiny kid looking up at the stars, the little girl making model rockets. It just was part of my childhood. I think it's a very natural, human, innate curiosity. We're all explorers and adventurers, so I really don't remember an age or a moment where I discovered space. I just always remember dreaming of going to space.
Astronaut 001, Richard Branson. I'll be evaluating the customer spaceflight experience.
Astronaut 001, what a title to have. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited to hear who gets the spot of 007 as well. So let's hear more about the man who has the license to thrill.
Now, say what you want about Richard Branson, and I have. He has left an indelible mark in the world of business, travel, and entertainment. And it's all been fueled by his restless sense of adventure. And where did Richard get that intrepid spirit? His mother, Eve Branson. She taught Richard to be bold, to be brave, and Richard knows for many reasons today would not be possible without Eve. And he's penned a special letter in tribute to her.
Dear Mum, you always told me to reach for the stars. Well, I took my own winding road, but I always knew to follow your lead. You always pushed us to our limits. When I was a child, you threw me out of the car miles from our house and urged me to find my own way home. You let me jump into a river to sink or swim. You and Dad taught me and my sisters independence and loved us with fierceness and tenderness. You were always an adventurer. You took glider lessons dressed as a boy, enlisted during World War II, toured Germany as a ballet dancer after the war. You flew treacherous routes as intrepid cabin crew for start-up airlines. You took us into the great unknown on family holidays. You treated every day as a chance to explore. Before the word existed, you were always an entrepreneur. You helped make ends meet by creating your own small businesses. You showed me how to grow a company, how to treat people, how to be creative, how to balance work and play, how to live. You were always a romantic. You and Dad showed Joan and me the way to build a life filled with humor and heart, hope and humility, honesty and happiness. You showed us the value of kindness, the magic of laughter, the beauty of music, and the joy of family. You were always my guiding light at Virgin Galactic. You shared with me that the day we named our mothership VMS Eve was one of your happiest. You always knew Eve would start my journey to space one day, just as I always knew you would do the impossible for me. Well, Mum, our mothership, which carries your name, will carry the next generation of dreamers into space. You were always a dreamer. You urged me to strive for every opportunity I saw. You told me to chase my wildest fantasies and to live life to the full. Well, the brave may not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all. How you lived, how you loved, and how you are missed. Dad always said, "Isn't life wonderful?" And you both showed us it was. Always.
Such a beautiful letter. Eve Branson really was an inspiration to all of us here at Virgin Galactic. If you're just now tuning in, my name is Veronica McGowan. I'm a structures operations engineer here at Virgin Galactic, alongside
If you're just tuning in, where have you been?
Hadfield and future astronaut Kelly Girardi. So great to have you guys.
We were just checking other channels to see if there's any other news, if we've got any times of actual launch, but we haven't.
Astronaut walkway at Spaceport America, seeing their families off before they were escorted to our spaceflight system, where final inspections and preparations were made before takeoff. They were driven to the runway in our fleet of Land Rovers, and Land Rover is our exclusive automotive partner, and they help with day-to-day operations. And in fact, we have a bespoke vehicle that we designed with them called the Astronaut Edition. And this is exclusively available to Virgin Galactic future astronauts, and it's the one that drove Richard to Spaceship Unity this morning. So we're delighted to have Land Rover as a part of the team. And right now, our crew are on their way to space. Let's check in on them via our onboard camera footage. Wow, look at that view already, and you can see some contrails. Chris, how do you think the crew will be feeling right about now?
So many different things at once. They're just about leveled off at altitude, right up at 46,000 feet. But inside their bodies, they've got like this tug of war going on because they're focused. Like there's no more focused, you know, the 4 in the back and the 2 in the front, really focused. But at the same time, there's this like rising excitement that you can feel like a thermometer going up inside your own body. But I remember at the time, what I really wanted to do was go back to my 9-year-old self and just run around the cockpit and scream and wave my hands.
Right, I think there's a bat. I've just spotted a clock in the top right-hand corner there, and it says T-minus 15 minutes. So I think it's 15 minutes until release. So there you go. For people who've been asking, 15 minutes, everybody.
To run through their individual test points. And on the subject of testing, today's spaceflight is an opportunity for us to evaluate our cabin experience. It's the environment where our passengers will cross the 50-mile border, defined by NASA as the entry to space. Let's hear more about the transformative journey that our crew are on.
We're going to FaceTime straight away.
You shot! Well, hello. I was just contemplating the wonder of innovation. You know,
I don't know why they're doing these bits. I know he's a famous guy in the States, but
they vacation on the other side of the world.
They're not necessary.
But while some technology has grown exponentially, others have remained practically the same. Planes still travel at the same speed they did 50 years ago. We still use the same ground launch system from the early days of space travel, and they haven't come out with a new snow cone machine in years. That's where the innovations of Virgin Galactic come in.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's working, that one.
Virgin Galactic entail? Well, it has a unique combination of revolutionary design innovations.
This'll be good.
That make it like no
Put it on the full
vehicle
screen.
that has ever gone before. Firstly, air launch. Most rockets you see make a loud and bumpy vertical launch from the ground. To launch from the ground requires huge amounts of energy to lift the vehicle from a static start and to propel it through the thickest parts of the Earth's atmosphere. Instead, Virgin Galactic spaceflight starts with a smooth runway takeoff, not dissimilar to a conventional commercial airliner. The spaceship, attached to a mothership, gracefully ascends to the launch altitude of around 50,000 feet, bypassing the thickest parts of the Earth's atmosphere, making it far more energy efficient and far more comfortable for the passengers inside. When the vehicles have reached the launch altitude and location, Mission Control provides clearance for release. Release. The pilots activate the launch and set spaceship free. Within seconds, the rocket motor ignites as the vehicle starts its rapid ascent toward the stars. During this awe-inspiring journey, the spaceship reaches speeds of up to 3 times the speed of sound. And out the window, passengers will watch the color change from blue through indigo, and then to the iconic inky black as they soar into space. Once the rocket motor shuts down, passengers will unbuckle their seatbelts and float effortlessly around the cabin, enjoying the childlike freedom of zero gravity. The cabin becomes a spacious, three-dimensional playground as passengers experience space firsthand, helmet-free. The ship has an incredible 17 windows, and passengers won't be able to resist being drawn towards the undeniable, euphoric beauty that lies beneath, as planet Earth looks right back at them in all her majesty. Whilst enjoying weightlessness and the life-changing view, the vehicle is preparing itself for re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere, utilizing the second design innovation of Virgin Galactic's space system, the Feather.
There's FPGs.
Re-entry is arguably the most challenging aspect of space travel and has largely been approached in two ways, with winged vehicles or with capsule spacecraft. The revolutionary aspect of Virgin Galactic Feather technology is that it enables the vehicle to act like a winged vehicle when it is advantageous to be a winged vehicle, and then behave as a capsule when a capsule design gives you the advantage. On the way to space, the spaceship folds in half, with the booms moving upward to a 60-degree position as our pilots put the vehicle into an elegant backflip. This points the windows straight back towards Earth, offering passengers astounding and unobstructed views. This maneuver also allows the vehicle to behave like a capsule on re-entry, spreading the friction heat generated from re-entering the Earth's atmosphere across the entire underside of the spaceship, and aerodynamically enabling it to reorient itself from any position. Once the ship has slowed down and starts to travel through the thicker parts of the Earth's atmosphere, where a winged vehicle is advantageous for maneuverability, the booms come back down from their feather position, and the spaceship gently glides back home safely and smoothly, ensuring a thrilling yet comfortable ride for those on board, and landing on the same runway it took off from. A truly extraordinary design, fit for an out-of-this-world experience.
Wow, that is some next-level space engineering. I love how its re-entry is feathered, just like Richard's hair. And I imagine it must be an emotional and life-changing moment to experience zero-G and see our fragile planet floating in the depths of space. I would go up in a minute if my wife would let me. How about you, Veronica?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that would be an offer too good to refuse. Now, Chris, I'm sure you'd agree that the experience that Richard is having right now is probably a lot more comfortable than your launches.
Yeah, I had a chance to fly as part of the space shuttle crew twice, and then I flew on the Russian ship as the pilot once, and it's a little capsule, like they were talking about winged and capsule vehicles, but both of them needed a rocket to get them up above the atmosphere. And the beauty of what Sir Richard and his crew are doing now is that they've had the mothership Eve to carry them gently up. So yeah, they're much more comfortable than I was at this stage, getting ready for the second engine and the rockets to ignite there.
Yeah, I can imagine. And Kelly, now I know you've experienced zero-G already in some parabolic flights. Your spaceflight will surely be an extension, right, of that zero-G time. What are you most looking forward to in terms of conducting experiments in that environment?
Yeah, exactly. Like Veronica said, I've done a number of parabolic research flights here on Earth where the aircraft takes this roller coaster profile to simulate zero-G seconds at a time. But during a dedicated research mission with Virgin Galactic, I am most looking forward to that continuous, uninterrupted minutes worth of microgravity exposure to do my experiments. It's just an unprecedented time. The next generation of researchers and scientists are going to be flying with their payloads, and I'm so excited for what's to come.
Yes, definitely excited for your spaceflight, and I'm very excited that people can experience, not only that personal transformation on spaceflights, but also conduct scientific research. So it's a really flexible platform. I am hearing from our Mission Control Center now that we are about 6.5 minutes out to release. We're getting pretty close. So let's go ahead and switch over to our onboard camera footage for the whole portion of the flight here until landing. I am hearing we're in the middle of our L-10 checks. And L-10, it means we're approximately 10 minutes out from the moment when Mothership Eve releases Spaceship Unity. And this is based on an estimated time of arrival to that release point. So timing may vary a little bit, but the closer we get to that point, the more accurate the estimate becomes. And right now we're about 6 minutes out. So up until L-10, Eve is in full mothership mode. carrying Spaceship Unity to altitude and providing her, through essentially an umbilical cord with electrical power, system heat.
I want to see inside the cabin. Come on.
And this air is conditioned, so we can keep folks cool on the ground for hot summer days like today, and heated at high altitudes where things get a little bit cooler to keep the pilots and the passengers comfortable. So at L-10, Spaceship Unity switches to her own battery power for avionics and control systems and performs
Wibbly wobbly.
feather system
Is that a
checks,
thing?
flight control
Wibbly
checks,
wobbly?
and
Is that? Yeah.
Oh
Oh my lord.
Each check here. These days, more and more systems are becoming automated, especially in aircraft and spacecraft.
So it's only going 360 miles an hour.
Galactic Spaceflight system,
I mean,
and that our crew
normal
truly
planes
are
go faster than that. It's a jet plane.
piloting throughout the flight.
Oh, here we go.
There's Sir Richard Branson now. It's so exciting to see them in the back. I'm sure they're just getting incredibly excited.
I'd be terrified.
And of course, as mentioned earlier, we have Dave and Mike up front. We have an amazing team of pilots here, and they just love to pilot a vehicle that is arguably the most exciting vehicle
It's
in the
definitely
world.
the speed's picking up now. 373.
And I imagine, this also provides passengers with an additional level of comfort, knowing they have crew members with them throughout the duration of the flight.
Oh, that's a great shot.
There they are again, just moments away at this point. It's looking like we're about 4 minutes and 20 seconds out now.
I hope that there's when the engine kicks in. I just want to see them all go back in the seat. If they show that, that'd be cool.
All right, so I am hearing from our Mission Control Center that we have L-4 checks in work now, so we just passed the 4-minute mark. At this point, the pilots are ensuring the spaceship is in its launch configuration after going through the various L-10 checks, just confirming all settings are back in their place and go for launch. And this is also the point when Spaceship Unity will isolate her air supply from Eve and prime the rocket motor by opening the backup oxidizer valve. And once these actions are complete, the pilots are going to seek clearance for release from MCC. And that's shorthand for our Mission Control Center. We have 2 MCCs supporting today. Our primary horizon is located here at Spaceport America, and they're being supported by the Oculus Mission Control Center at our manufacturing base in Mojave, California. These teams consist of experts across various departments and disciplines within the company, and they're verifying checks with the crew today every step of the way. All right, and I've just heard from MCC that our L-4 checks are complete. We are roughly 3 minutes out from release at this point. It's getting really exciting. I don't know about you all, but I can feel the anticipation building just watching the screen and looking at their faces. Look at that. They've already got big smiles on. And we have just received clearance for release on time from Mission Control Center. So we are 2 minutes and 30 seconds out now.
They've took the clock down as well. I hate it when they do that. We don't know where we are now. Oh no, it is 2 minutes 25.
What it would be like to be on board. This must be incredibly exciting for the crew.
Steady 46,000 feet. Well, 46,200.
We're about 2 minutes out now, and
That speed is increasing now. It's nudging up to 400 miles an hour.
is going to arm the launch pylon. And then once we get to that designated point, the mothership pilots are actually the ones that engage the release, setting Unity free. So we have actions for both the mothership pilots and the spaceship pilots, so they're in coordination and all agree on the launch.
Yeah, it's a hugely exciting and focused moment right now.
Definitely. 1 minute and 30 seconds. The spaceship pilots are also going to push the stick all the way forward to prepare for release. And things happen pretty quickly after the release. So the pilots are going to light the rocket motor and they're going to accelerate in level flight until they reach Mach 1, at which point they'll start what we call the gamma turn, where we turn directly up and head to space. 1 minute to release now. It's getting real. So exciting.
It is outstanding what we're doing here. I think you forget. There's so much going on. It's still.
Seconds.
You know, these individuals, these people who are doing this stuff with space. It's not big companies or countries or governments. These are individuals with a lot of backing, obviously.
30 seconds. The Spaceship Unity pilots are arming the launch pylon now. We are armed for release. 20 seconds.
There's going to be a jolt. There's definitely going to be a jolt as they drop off that.
10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Release, release, release. Clean release. Ignition. Good rocket motor burn. There's Mach 1 trimming now.
That's a clean burn, that is, that engine at the back.
Trim complete. Unity is pointed directly up and heading to space. Things are looking great. We are 25 seconds into the burn now, approaching Mach 2. 30 seconds, Mach 2. Everything's looking really good and stable.
Look at that altitude doing. Good grief.
45 seconds.
And the speed.
50
Wow.
seconds, approaching Mach 3. There's Mach 3. And 60 seconds, and that is a full duration burn, folks. We are headed to space. And the passengers in the back have been cleared to unstrap. Our predicted apogee is 279,000 feet and climbing. The pilots are now unlocking the feather, and as soon as they do that, it's going to initiate a backflip for Spaceship Unity. This is normal. We want those windows pointed down towards the Earth to maximize that incredible view. So feather is coming up now, and the pilots are also enabling the RCS, or reaction control system, which is what they'll use to control the attitude of the vehicle while we're outside the atmosphere. All right, feather is all the way up. We are at about 250,000 feet now and climbing. As soon as we cross the boundary to space, we'll hear a word from our founder, Sir Richard Branson. Welcome to space, Unity 22.
Okay, they've gone past the actual line of space now. It's strange not getting any noise. Obviously, with SpaceX, you get all the noise, the rocket noise and everything, but well, not up in space, obviously.
So it doesn't sound like we're cameras recording things on board today, and we'll be sure to capture his magical words and share them with the world when they're available. We reached apogee 282,000 feet. Remember the day, remember where you are, and remember who you shared this with, and remember the name Virgin Galactic, because today, space is virgin territory. The culmination of a life's work, more than a half a century since the world rejoiced in and was transformed by humans leaving planet Earth, Sir Richard Branson fulfills his long-held dream of experiencing space with his crew. Congratulations again, Richard, and congratulations also to Sarisha and Colin on becoming astronauts today. And welcome back to space to Dave, Mike, and Beth.
Oh, here we go. We've got some...
Oh, you can see them now?
That's a shame we haven't got those pictures. Obviously, they'll be recorded, so they'll we'll be able to see them once they've touched down.
So we are on the re-entry portion of our flight now, and the mission specialists are heading back to their seats. Our training team has worked really hard on this portion of the flight to make it very natural and intuitive for passengers. Now, when we talk about space travel, a lot of people know and expect the boost portion of the flight to be loud and thrilling, but what's interesting is re-entry is also very similar, as supersonic air is flowing over the vehicle in the feathered configuration. Shock waves form on top of the cabin, which are audible to those inside. And for those of you on site watching on the ground, you should be able to hear a double sonic boom as Spaceship Unity once again breaks the sound barrier.
Yeah, we need to sort those cameras out. But we said that with SpaceX actually when they're the early flights, it was they had a few technical issues, but it's difficult to test them, I suppose, when they haven't been up there that often. Especially getting footage from inside the cabin is just insane.
All right, folks, we are now subsonic, just under 75,000 feet in altitude.
It's coming down fast, but the speed's slow. That's interesting. Obviously, this is what the feathering is doing.
Now, also note too, this is our first time transmitting HD camera data down to the ground and then out to a global live stream. So please do see some drops in the feed, but we still have some really great ground footage coming in here. Oh, there we go. Now we can see that is the tail cone of Unity. And the pilots are lowering the feather now. Now, as the feather comes down, the nose of Spaceship is going to drop. This is normal and expected. Once that feather's down and locked, the pilots will begin a gentle pull up to a level attitude. And I'm hearing the feather is down and locked now. So at this point, Spaceship Unity is a glider, so it's all about balancing her potential and kinetic energy. So if the pilots want to go faster, they point the nose down, and if they want to go slower, they bring the nose up. And right now I'm hearing the crew's listening to a special soundtrack for the glide. It's the latest release from Khalid, a track called New Normal. And all of us will get to hear that on Earth during our celebration, so stick around for that.
We won't be.
I don't know about you all, but I'm still feeling overwhelmed and excited about what we just witnessed. And there's one person in particular who's got to be having all of the feels right now. You can see him sending a congratulatory shake to his passenger, Colin Bennett, there with him. Let's see if we can connect with the crew again here.
Is manual dump to 200.
So, Richard, you just went to space. This has got to be the ultimate birthday present for you. What was it like?
Yeah, they've probably still got some technical issues there.
All right, folks, again, sorry, we're not getting that transmission through the live broadcast, but again, we do have lots of recording devices aboard the spaceship, and we will be sure to release some footage of Richard and the crew up there today.
So you can, I think that you can start buying tickets, I think. I think isn't the actual thing for Virgin Galactic to actually get into space? Oh.
It's a complete experience for a lifetime. And now I'm looking down at a beautiful spaceport. Congratulations to everybody for for creating such a beautiful, beautiful place. Congratulations to all our wonderful team at Virgin Galactic for 17 years of hard work to get us this far.
All right, so I'm so happy we could catch a little part of that. It seems like there's a little bit of a delay in the transmission there. It does have a long way to travel, but you could tell by the smiles on their faces, they just had the ride of their lives. We are so excited for them to land and party the rest of the day with, like astronauts, in the typical Virgin fashion.
As they're getting closer, the picture's getting better. What they need to use is an uplink to Starlink. That'd be funny.
22,000 feet now and descending, and as I mentioned earlier, Unity is a glider at this point. So the pilots right now are discussing their energy management plan, and pretty shortly here they'll be meeting up with our chase aircraft with Jamil and Patrick to get some really cool visuals. Unity.
Excuse me. Yeah, as I was saying, I thought the actual plan for Virgin Galactic was to be able to get into space and get to further around the world faster. Supposed to be able to go from LA to Australia or something like that in a matter of half an hour. But they haven't really talked about that. They've just been talking about sending people up and pretending to be astronauts.
Future astronauts will be able to take in so much of that natural beauty. And, you know, of course, we also have White Sands nearby. White Sands National Park is just to our east. It's visible right over the Black Range Mountains. White Sands, of course, has been the backdrop for so many films, commercials, and music videos, and it's known for having the largest gypsum dune field on the planet.
There's somebody prompting them in the studio, I think. Okay, we'll cover the actual landing, and that'll be our end of our broadcast today.
Also nearby is the Oregon Mountain Desert Peaks National Monument, and that's nearly 500,000 acres of protected land that our guest families will be able to experience. And even though temperatures can hit the triple digits in the summer here, we also have cool desert days. And fortunately, our pilots and crew can stay comfortable thanks to their spacesuits. They were designed with our technical spacewear partner, Under Armour, and they're absolutely beautiful, as you can see on the crew there. They're lightweight and made of flight grid knitted fabrics, which forms the spacesuit and also helps regulate their body temperature.
So we'll be covering the Blue Origin launch, which is, I'm just going to check the times and
so also to
dates for that.
commemorate this flight from New Mexico, we reached out to the Zia Pueblo, who gave us permission to use their sun symbol on our spaceship. This symbol is also a part of the New Mexico state flag, and it's embedded with symbolic meaning. The number 4 is sacred to the Zia people, and the emblem represents the 4 directions, the 4 seasons, the 4 times of day, and the 4 phases of life. We are honored and proud to feature this perfectly balanced symbol on Spaceship Unity's tail cone, as we also celebrate our new home.
So Blue Origin is going up on the July the 20th. They haven't confirmed a time yet, so we'll have to keep, as I say, follow us on YouTube and on Facebook, and we'll let you know when that next launch is happening.
Now and discussing their energy management plan. They're at about 9,500 feet in altitude, and the runway out here at Spaceport America is around 4,600 feet in altitude. All right, we have 3 landing gear down and locked. Now the pilots are going to be landing on runway 34 today, so that's coming from the south and towards the north for those of you on site watching. And for the non-pilots tuning in, those numbers represent the first 2 numbers of the magnetic heading of the runway. So for example, 34 is 340 degrees on your compass. We are just about 1,000 feet above the field now and on final. 500 feet above the runway. 300 feet. Over the threshold. Main gear touchdown. And we're going to hold it just like this for a minute before bringing the nose down. Can see they're already celebrating inside there. And the nose is coming down now. Nose gear touchdown.
Excellent.
And braking.
So there we go. As I said, we'll end our broadcast now because the Unity 22 is now landed. Well, it's been interesting. I don't know what I expected actually. I think it's exactly what we expected. We wanted to see a little bit inside the cabin. So let me just turn her voice off. Oh, they're all cheering now. Now we've come off air. So, congratulations to Richard Branson and the whole of Virgin Galactic. And book your tickets now. I think they're about £1 million each if you want to go and experience space. So that's excellent. So Blue Origin is happening on the 20th of July. We're just waiting for an actual time for that. That's Bezos and his brother are going to be on that one. That's actually going a bit further into space, so he's taking the record on that one. I think Branson just wanted to get there first, as ever. Thank you for joining us. It's been an interesting hour. Watching space events, as ever, is always very interesting. Like, follow, do the bell on YouTube, or follow us on our Facebook page. And that is it. Have a great day. If you're English, come on, England. Only a few hours of the kick-off. I'm not sure how the tennis is doing because there's an Italian in the final as well at Wimbledon. It's all very strange today. That is it. Anyway, have a great day and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,